back to me. Enough is enough. They just wanna hurt us. Bring us down. Bring us down. Enough is enough. We won't let them hurt us. Bring us down. Bring us down. Enough is enough. You won't bring us down. Enough is enough.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Indie Wrestling Corner with another episode of Under the Ropes. I'm your host, as always, the queen of the Indies, Tiffany. And today we're getting ready for some BST wrestling. And I got you covered. We got Harry and Kevin. What's going on?
What is going on? What is going on, Tiffany?
What's going on?
What is going on?
This is like a long overdue podcast, but
Yes, this is way long overdue. But, certain circumstances have prevented, us doing this podcast a little sooner. But I'm glad to be here now.
yes.
Likewise.
So I wanted to wait because I wanted to wait till we got closer to your next show, which is
Boy.
next Friday. You ready?
March 1st. Absolutely.
We're like a week away. Like, it's crazy.
Are you stressed
I feel
out?
like No, I'm not. I'm actually extremely excited. I am ready to hit the ground running and kind of like show Connecticut our brand of professional wrestling at its highest form.
Awesome. We're here for it.
Like,
Guys, if you're new here to the Under the Ropes series, here I interview everything independent wrestling, whether it's wrestlers, promoters, referees, backstage. I got you covered. If you guys got any questions, feel free, drop it into the chat. I'm sure they'll be more than happy to answer all of your questions. So,
we'll depend who they're coming from.
damn, like, oh, you? No. No, we're not answering any of your questions.
I'll call you maybe. I don't know.
Maybe later or whatever like that. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about you guys. We're gonna talk about BST wrestling, but like, how did you guys like link up? Like, how did you guys become friends and come together?
So we became friends via this venture. Like BST started back in 2019. We had one show only, like prior to COVID.
Yep.
COVID came about, shut us down for a while, just when we started, unfortunately. Then when we started coming back into being able to be in, an establishment like safely, we were one of the first companies to put on a show during the COVID time in Bridgeport. And during that time, since we had that shutdown, we had a lot of time to sit back and think more about how we want to really present this now that we're forced to have time. So I talked to one of my friends that was very knowledgeable for wrestling, and I had originally reached out to him to see if he wanted to do commentating and play-by-play stuff, but he had suggested somebody else, and that somebody else was Mr. Harry Davila, who we call Mr. Wikipedia. Like, if this man, like, he knows everything about almost any wrestler I can ever think of. Like, if tomorrow you put on wrestling boots, somehow, some way, Harry Davila knew that you started wrestling today. So, like,
that's one of your great quotes, Kevin.
As soon as we saw that and his backlog of knowledge of like wrestling in general, he was like the perfect fit. And then from there, friendship grew extremely strong.
Oh,
Yeah,
like that.
I'm like, Kevin hit everything on the nose. Like, yeah, through this venture where we became really good friends. Kevin is one of my favorite people to talk to on a regular basis. Kevin, you know this. But it like, my love for wrestling has been one of those things, like, not to get like really dark. I want to make this really quick. My saying for wrestling is that wrestling has never left me through all the troubled times that I went through in my life. When everything went wrong, wrestling has always been there. And that's why I have so much knowledge of it, because I always turn to it whenever things got very dark for me. Wrestling is my saving point. I love it so much.
Yeah, We love the indies here. This is why we're dedicated
Do.
to the indies here.
Yes, we do.
So, as you guys all know. So, all
Yep.
right. So let's talk a little bit about BST for someone who's,
Yeah.
never watched it, how did it come about? Like, give everybody like the 411 about it that's not familiar with it.
So BST wrestling started as first like we just wanted to put on a show just to put on a show, like, and then that show became a whole lot more. Like as time went on, we started seeing like the things that we're doing, because when we first started, we always had the mindset to treat whoever comes in, the best, give them food, give them water, pay them, all these things, and take care of them. And we kept getting feedback from people saying that they like coming into our locker rooms and working for us. Even back in the day when we used to have a 10 by 10 ring that
Yeah.
we acquired, just to be able to do the bar shows, to be able to have some kind of semblance of wrestling still happening, like once the COVID restrictions were like lifted enough. And even like that, people were very appreciative of like what we were doing. We sold out two weeks back to back. Didn't think that was going to be possible. Like, and then people started really like engaging and asking to like, when the next shows are. So we all looked at ourselves and we're like, I think we have to march forward and really make this like a brand here in Connecticut. And then that's how it started. And we were trying to foster like, what could indie wrestling be like, more than what maybe like the outsiders might think it is. Like, we're really like show forward and giving fans like the best experiences possible, along with our locker room making sure our boys and girls are always being taken care of.
I love that.
Absolutely. Hit that right on the nail.
Matt Awesome's in the chat. What's up? You're
Matt?
It's funny. It's like Matt's in the chat or whatever. Matt, I think Matt was like my 7th interview on Indie Wrestling Corner when it was No Holds Barred Network, pretty much. So I think it's number 7, if I'm correct. And it was funny because, COVID hit. And, me and Matt were talking or whatever like that. And then Matt was telling me that he was like that he's been getting booked in Connecticut. And he was telling me like the fans love him and that he loves the atmosphere and everything. So it's so funny how it's like everything's like full circle,
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to Matt. I love Matt, So so another question I like to ask, pretty much is, a fan that's never watched the product before, what's a match that you could recommend for them to watch, become an instant fan of BST?
Oof.
I know there's a
Kevin,
lot.
I'll answer that one first, because I have one, but I have a backup.
He's got a
There's
backup.
two that really kind of like, that's what we are.
Yeah, like for me, I think the match that I know in person that we had something going was Dustin Waller versus Richard Holiday. Back
Yes.
way early in our existence of being a company, because during that match is when we got our first
Cataclysm.
like so once everybody started chanting that, we were like, dude, we got something, like this is incredible. So I think that's probably one of the matches that people can watch and see like what we were trying to produce. And then if not that, again, Dustin's in a bunch of these. Dustin Waller versus Luke Chase in the ladder match for the BST heavyweight championship.
Richard Holiday and Waller was going to be my backup answer. Matthias versus Lucas Chase at Elevate last year, that 40-minute banger was, and I hate to give the man his flowers, but that dude can wrestle, and Matthias is no slouch himself.
Yeah.
But, prior Northeast Hall of Famer, they tore the house down when we debuted at the athletic club.
Yep.
Man Bun Lucas.
Man but Lucas.
You know how you say like the Holiday versus Waller match was the night you thought like, yo, we got something here.
Mm-hmm.
It was the match between Matthias and Lucas that made me go, yo, we're about to do something crazy this next couple of years. Like
Yeah.
it made me realize how good we're becoming and what we're looking to strive for.
Oh, absolutely. That match for sure like launched us to the next phase of what we're
Yeah,
doing, which is like what
absolutely.
you're seeing right now.
Mm-hmm.
That direction more so.
I love that. I love that. Jimmy's in the chat. What's going on, Jimmy? We see
Hello, Jimmy.
we see Enrique in the chat. He goes, "Where do you guys see BST in 10 years?"
Ooh, and 10 years,
Whew,
I'll tell you right
10
now,
years?
I was at least minimum the amphitheater sold out.
That's it.
Um,
That is it.
minimum. Like that's like a stretch goal of mine to get us in
So
there. So
Kevin
sold
took
out.
the words out of my mouth. Took the words out of my mouth. Kevin, we've talked how that's a dream of mine to sell out that amphitheater in Bridgeport. It's right around the corner from my house. And it would mean so much to be able to just bring good professional wrestling to that venue and
Right.
sell it out. My home. You know what I'm saying?
I love that. I love that. Let's
Yeah.
see. We got some fan tweets. We got one here from Good Cop Bad Cop. He said, "Harry
Okay.
and Kevin being an anagram of aha nervy drink. Have you ever had a drink to calm your nerves?" All right, we'll start with that one.
Have I had a drink to calm my nerves? Screwdriver.
Me personally, like I probably, if I'm like anxious or nervous, I tend not to want to drink just because I don't know, I just want to like work things out in my brain,
Right.
like and try to get past that. But if I had to drink something in the moment, probably just like a little, like a bottle of water just to drink the
Oh,
water.
wait. So are we talking non-alcoholic drinks or alcoholic drinks?
I would think alcohol.
That's what I thought. That's why I went with a screwdriver.
I would
No,
think
I know,
alcohol.
like, yeah, like for me, just like a little water if I'm like anxious. Like I try to like still be like cognizant of what's happening.
I don't want to remember nothing. Just relax me. I'm good.
His second part was, which tag team makes you nervous enough to turn you to drink?
The Haven.
Yeah,
The
all
Haven.
day. Haven.
The Haven.
Easy. Yeah.
Sean and Jay. Those two.
Yeah, those guys, they put on matches that I want to drink after, maybe like after a while, like get all energized, go do something.
They're definitely a team that I feel like should be out more. You know, like
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
You're gonna
I
be
mean-
saying more this year.
Yeah, we've got some stuff in the chamber for them. I'm so excited to share once we get to those points.
awesome. I'm excited for it. You guys could see the Haven if you're not familiar with them. They've been interviewed on this podcast, so you can go learn about them as well. So another
Well,
big
yeah.
congratulations is that you guys are finally on IWTV. It's live.
Oh,
We're live, pal. We're live.
pal.
So
Ugh, that was one of those things that happened. Like we had talked about it,
mhm.
Mhm.
Kevin, I, and the rest of the team. We talked like you know we want to get to IWTV. That's the goal.
Mhm.
And then it seemed like we blinked,
and it happened.
and it happened, and we were just like, whoa, like we're like it's happened, like it's here. All right,
Right.
cool. Now we're gonna show everybody.
It literally came out of nowhere, so out of nowhere that whatever meeting we were holding that day, we just threw everything out and started over. Like that's like how out of nowhere it came, and we're like, yes, here it is. Now let's let's hit this as hard as we can.
Yeah,
That's awesome. So I think there's only one show now, right, up on IWTV.
correct.
And there's gonna be another one coming out for Mega Clash that happened last year as well. That should be out by this weekend. We're gonna be posting.
So are you guys planning to like go live going forward, or you got to like edit? You know.
So
Have
that's
you answer that one?
yeah. So I do all the on BST and other things too. So like we want to go live, but we want to go live like when I feel like we're super ready to do so. Because we toyed with live when we first started, like during COVID. But like different platforms and stuff like that, like were a little weird, or depending on the Wi-Fi in the buildings that we're in. So like we don't want to do it and then like have it like just cut out in the middle or something like that. So when we want to do it when we're absolutely ready. But it's gonna happen. Stretch goal is gonna be for Mega Clash this year to to try to go live for the first time on IWTV and then see how that goes and then move from there.
Awesome, awesome. Looking
Yeah,
forward to
yeah,
that. That's amazing. So congrats on that. So now you guys could watch that on IWTV. Make sure you're
that is correct.
subscribed to IWTV. I mean, it's $10 a month. Can't go wrong with that if you're not
That's
already
10 months.
following that.
That's $10 a month.
Yeah, it
No
really
offense.
is. A lot of wrestling. A lot of
Oh,
wrestling. So
so much.
So many different promotions. Jesus.
Mm.
definitely. All right, another fan tweet. AP video. He goes, memories of the 60-minute Iron Man match between Justin Wall and Lucas Chase at BST Park City Showdown on October 18th for BST title in 2020. I'm so mad that I was not at this show.
Let me answer this, Kevin. Let me answer this.
Go for it.
The best memory is getting shut down by the cops. We got shut down by the cops because of a noise ordinance because we were like blasting music at 11 o'clock at night at the behind the Toe Talk Tavern.
Mhm.
But also the story that Lucas and Dustin Waller, those two names are literally synonymous with BST wrestling as a whole. Those two putting on an absolutely stellar matchup to leave everybody like standing in applause at the end of that night.
Oh yeah, those two like together make magic every time. I can't wait
Easily.
for it to happen again down the line. But both of them, like, we owe a lot to the success that we have now, because
Yeah.
the body of work that they gave us to be able to show our audience, like we can't say thank you enough to those two individuals.
Much.
If you want to compare to like legends of the past, them for BST was Ric Flair, Ricky Steamboat for NWA. And I think that's the best comparison I can give them.
Damn.
Hmm.
Like that. Definitely like that. The next fan tweet from WWE Masters. He said, question for Harry and Kevin. Any memories of JD Drake and Richard Holiday?
So I wasn't around, unfortunately, for JD Drake outside from setting that up because I had COVID the day of show.
Hmm.
So I could not be there. As far as Richard Holiday goes, um, I had interactions with him, just through the hallways and talking a little bit before the match. He was just easygoing and easy to kind of like talk to as far as like what we wanted and what we were looking for. And he gave us more bang for our buck than even I was even expecting because he was a name at the time.
Mhm.
He didn't have to go as hard as he did for a promotion that was just up and coming. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to take anything from Richard Holiday. He's a consummate professional. But sometimes you just go, oh man, I expected this and I got this, and I'm so happy. Richard Holiday absolutely was a gem to work with.
Yes, my like very vivid memory of JD Drake in particular versus Lucas Chase. That guy hits hard. Like he hits very, very hard.
Yeah,
Like I was sitting there, like because I do ringside for our recordings and stuff, so I'm pretty close, and I'm hearing it and seeing it, and then seeing the faces. I'm like, oh, that's real face right there of like how hard he's getting hit. So like that's like the one thing that stuck with me all night. That afterwards, I on Lucas like, hey man, you good? Like that was pretty heavy. Like it was something to see up close.
I'm here for all those chops, man. Always. Like there's even stuff on this channel of him chopping people on the Indie Wrestling Corner, and I think there's a clip also somewhere where he wrestled Mike Skyros at Grind, and I kept telling him to chop Mike Skyros. It was the funniest thing, but damn, like the imprint.
You sentenced them to death pretty much by asking.
yeah.
I'm
Sorry.
hated for life. Matt Awesome says, honestly, BST has been my second home since BWF shut down. I love the fans, love the locker room, love the team running at BST is the place to be at the Northeast. So definitely.
Thank you, Matt.
It was funny because that's how I know Matt. I know Matt from BWF here. So
Mhm.
back then or whatever. So again, like I said, it's just really awesome to see full circle. And that's with a lot of wrestlers and even a lot of people on your roster. It's just kind of nice. And then when you're seeing, from different brands of like Marcus Matters has been on, your roster and everything like that. It's seeing him when I first started seeing him just at H2O and then finally getting out and wrestling other people that I kind of maybe had connected with, like Dustin Waller or
That-
whatever like that. It's just cool to
that
see.
young That
Absolutely.
young man is on literal fire right now, and congratulations to him on his Big Japan debut coming up in May. That man deserves everything he's got coming for him. He's going to be somebody we're going to be talking about heavily for the next few years.
Yes.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
I love that. I love to see that. Another thing I want to talk about, then we're going to break down this card because, like, I want to talk about
Yeah.
the card for anybody who's not familiar with it. But I have to talk about this with Kevin. We got to talk about. We were talking about this in DMs, and we have to bring it onto the podcast and everything. Me and Harry talk about it all the time too. But we got to talk about promos, and I'm sure there's wrestlers in this chat that are just like lingering, watching or whatever like that. So pay attention. See, I'm calling you out because I'm here for all the damn promos in the world, and you guys are being a little
Wow.
lazy.
I'm
Being a little lazy. I want the damn promos. I need to see it. You need to sell yourself. Not only for the promotion that you're working with, but selling
Absolutely.
for the fans like me. And, you might get picked up because of a promo that you completely cut at another promotion. So,
Absolutely.
Kevin has done like some amazing promos. And and it's just like I know I talk about like Dustin. Obviously everybody knows Miracle Generation's like the key to my heart here, but I was like, thank you for bringing some personality out of him. He's so quiet. I love you to death, Dustin. I'm sorry, I'm not like
So if
Best
I can slide in here really quick, hold on. Well, let's give Kevin all the props in the world. He
Yeah.
does some amazing work when it comes to promos. Kevin, you're the fucking man, and you know it.
Okay.
But Dustin coming out and doing the promos he's been doing lately, a lot of it has come from Dustin himself.
Mhm.
And it's been cool to kind of like sit down on a couple of those promo sessions and seeing how he gets into it and how he wants to really deliver the best promo he possibly can.
Yes.
Yeah, I do personally feel these last promos that he's cut lately, the one with Alex Ryman for Magic and the one for We Are Wrestling and Jared Diaz, probably some of his best work. Just because he's showing, like you said, that personality.
right.
Mhm.
I was dying with the smoke. The
Yeah.
freaking smoke. I'm just like, I must have watched that promo like a couple of times because that shit was so funny. And
Yeah.
I talk about it with a lot of people that I love promos. I freaking love them. More. Give me more. Like I like it. Maybe you guys can give a little bit of like a recommendation, of like how, and what you would want in a promo.
I mean, to me, what works the best is really always putting the real elements of you in there mixed with your wrestler. Because I feel like the big issue a lot of people face is, like, especially in the indies, and it's still prevalent too, like in some promotions that are way bigger. They're trying to be a wrestler too much sometimes. And you gotta like try to like, I feel like you gotta try to step away from the wrestler a little bit and put more of your personality in there, because like it usually comes out more organic and more believable. And if you have good in-ring work already, that's cool. You don't have to like do a promo trying to be a wrestler, sounding like a wrestler. You could be yourself.
Yeah.
And then it connects with people way harder. Way harder.
I think he hit it near, be yourself.
Yeah.
Like, we get it. You have a gimmick, you have a certain personality you want to demonstrate, but add yourself to that.
Mm-hmm.
Add yourself to that. Lucas chased his promos as of late. These last few promos that he's put out. Pay attention to those.
Mm-hmm.
Just pay attention to those.
Yeah. Me and Kevin were talking about, like, I was telling him yesterday that I was like, Matt Tremont is probably like one of the best people out there who can cut a promo and make you feel it. You know? So to kind of even see it within like his students, cutting the promos. But those are the ones sometimes like you tap into something that, you can relate to. Those make the best promos. But I feel like there should be more promos. It's like a lost art.
I agree.
In wrestling.
Also, you don't always have to yell in your promos. You don't always have to yell. You can literally talk like this and still get the same point across as you would if you started going, ah, blah, blah, blah. It's not going to make a difference. Just be yourself.
Yes.
Just like in the ring, make everything matter.
Yeah.
Make everything
Bingo.
matter.
And please don't start. This drives me crazy. Well, I guess I'm gonna cut this promo. I hate that. I don't need to know. Okay, I know you're cutting
Well, I
a
guess
promo.
I got to talk junk about my opponent.
I know.
December 44. Ugh, like,
It's- I'm sorry. It's like my biggest pet peeve in wrestling.
Yeah.
Like, it just drives me crazy. So, well, hopefully anybody that's like listening to this podcast, like maybe like they're training or whatever, you know, that's the whole point of why I ask all this stuff.
Absolutely.
Good Cop, Bad Cop's in the chat. He goes, is that a Manchester United logo? I might have to cover up the bottom half of the screen while listening to this interview.
I apologize for the inconvenience. I decided to wear this jacket today because I was at work and it gets a little cold. I apologize if I have inconvenienced any soccer fans. Love you all.
Oh, man. All right.
You know what? You know what?
Look at that.
Look at that. You ask and you shall receive. I'll just wear my burgundy shirt. No problem. Look at that. Look,
I'm
see?
dead.
Problem solved.
Look at that.
I'm
Good cop,
dead.
bad cop.
I am done.
Just
All right.
For you.
All right, let's talk
More
about
people, please.
let's talk about this card. All right, so I just loaded all the logos in here, so we're just gonna go by, you know, obviously this isn't gonna be how you guys are presenting the show or
Yep.
whatever like that. So I'm just gonna go what's in my program right now. So we're gonna start off. We got Red Sawyer versus Marcus Matters. So like you said,
Yes.
this is gonna be good.
Marcus Mathers and Red Sawyer. Red Sawyer is one of those guys where like he's so out of the box.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's so out of the box, and I think his style mesh with Mathers' style is going to blend so well, and it's going to catch everyone off guard. That could be the sleeper match of the night.
Yeah, me too. That's one of the ones that I have a feeling that it's going to be very magical in there when
Yeah.
they get to start working and doing their thing. Man, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing.
Awesome. All right, let's move on. We got the next one. We got this is my match. I'm calling it. I don't care. This is Tiffany's match right now. We got
Hey, it's all yours.
Sammy Diaz, Ichiban, Dustin Waller. Let's freaking go. I'm here for all this
Number
flippy
one.
shit. Number one,
Number
top
one.
5.
The Skywalker Championship on the line. 3 guys who are known for their speed and athleticism. This is blink and you'll miss it. Plain and simple.
I love when like really good friends like wrestle each other because
Yeah,
that's when you get
Oh,
like
yeah.
the best matches, you know?
absolutely.
Obviously they're, you know, ride die, you know, they've teamed together, you know, tag team,
These
you know.
those 3 have been around each other in in more ways than a lot of other people on this card. They know each other like the back of each other's hands. They've been in the ring with each other numerous times. This one's going to be one of those where I'm just kind of like, yep, that's exactly what I expected, and I'm happy it went down.
Yes.
Yeah.
I need the popcorn, you know, because
Yeah.
if you blink, you're going to miss out on shit in this match.
You'll miss something. You'll miss something.
I love it. Okay, let's go to the next match. We got Pretty. Is it Pretty Poppy? Is it Poppy?
Pop,
Pretty
Poppy.
TOS student, TOS standout,
Well, I love
going against the Savage one, PJ Savage.
that. Ooh. PJ Savage has been making his waves all over the place over here, like New York, New Jersey. Like, you know, you've been seeing him like all over the place, you know. So this is going to be a interesting matchup. Tell us a little bit.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right, moving on. I'm excited for this one because we got Dan the Man and Jermaine Marbury, who's been making his waves unopened. I love it. I get to finally meet Jermaine tomorrow, you know. I'm keeping his eye.
Danos.
Basketball.
And Benny.
It's
We can't
Dan.
forget Benny. Benny.
Danos has been doing some great work with BST and the Mission, and now that he's got his hands on gold, he's taking on the most on fire wrestler right now in open in
Mhm.
Jermaine Marbury. And I hope he has his sneakers on. If not, his ankles are going to get shattered and that title going to get taken.
Mm-hmm.
I think Benny's gonna steal the show here.
Like,
Well, I guess you'll find out if you show up 3-1.
mhm.
I'm here for that. So you guys let me know in the chat, like, anything. Hey, Sammy's in the chat. He said, let's go.
Let's get it, Sammy.
Top five. So
Get alive.
don't move your neck too fast. Like, you're gonna get like whiplash with your match. I'm excited. So the Haven are your tag team champions of the wrestling Counter-Strike. Talk to us a little bit about that one.
So, Counter-Strike is Mark Alexander and Nolan Pierce. And those two have been tearing it up in Philadelphia as well as for TOS. Have done some stuff at Fight Life as well. Really fast tag team that could kind of match speed with the Haven. Now, the thing here is that they're coming in as a debut team to BST. They had an incredible matchup at the Lituation last year where they took Miracle Generation to their limit, almost beat them.
Mhm.
That match essentially put them in this title match.
Yep, absolutely.
And those fireworks, I'm hoping, explode on 3-1.
Ooh, I
We
like
gotta-
that.
I think it's gonna explode 100%.
Ooh, I like that. Are we gonna have new champs? Do we know? What do you think? Let me know in the chat. All right, so we got another championship. Vita Von Star and Little Mean Kathleen. I like that.
Kevin, you could take this one.
I take this one. So we got the Queen of Chaos and Little Mean Kathleen, another little ball of chaos in herself. Them two in the ring for this card, absolutely almost anything can happen. This is going to be wild. Little Mean Kathleen is like unhinged, and I think Vita Von Star is used to being in chaos. So we'll see what happens on March 1st.
Yeah.
I think it's like the perfect unhinged. I'm here for it. She's totally
The
unhinged.
first time I saw her yell out, "I gotta kill you," I'm like, "Oh, this is it."
You know that
It's a little thing like that, full of dynamite, just trying to kill everybody. I love it.
Little Mean Kathleen is the after effect of drinking 5 Red Bulls consecutively.
Yeah, good question would be,
Just all energy.
it's a lot of energy.
Yeah.
I love it. I think I was sitting with, who was it? It was Sean Knight, but we were at a TOS show and she came out and then she comes up to me and Sean, she's like, ooh, ooh, ooh. It's like, I can't.
Yep.
I can't.
Sounds like her.
She is a little firecracker. I'm here for it. So yeah, I think this is gonna be a really interesting match.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's gonna be fun. All right, let's talk about this one. We got Channing Thomas and Lucas Chase. Ooh, this is gonna be a little hard hitting here. This one.
And if I'm not mistaken, that is a first time ever matchup, by the way,
I'm surprised.
between Lucas and Channing Thomas. And if you have seen Channing Thomas work, you know how good of a technical wrestler he is. On loan from the offices of World Class. And Lucas Chase, obviously, Northeast monster out here. I think those two could steal the show that night.
Yeah, another very good contender for that. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Man bun Lucas.
Man bun Lucas.
I'm surprised that this is a first time match. I feel like this should have happened,
Same. When I found out, I was like, oh man, this is going to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be one that a lot of people are gonna be talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So don't sleep on this one. And the last match we got Bobby Buffett versus Kylan King. I'm ready for a bridge or two.
We got your boy taking on the hungriest heavyweight champion we have in Bobby Buffet. And Bobby can hit really hard, but so can Kylan.
Yeah.
And we've seen what Kylan can do with bigger opponents. Look at Brian Malonis a couple weeks ago. Can Kylan continue that momentum and lead him to the BST title? Or is Bobby Buffet going to be full at the end of the night?
So I have to bring tacos, right? To like slip to
You
Kylan
have
to
to bring
give
tacos. Absolutely.
Bobby to
You
try.
have to bring tacos.
I'm bringing the
I'm
tacos.
gonna need you to like go long and be like, "Hey, Kyla, taco."
Oh, that'll be like a sensu bean if he's down, right? Like
Yo,
Taco gets
I could.
No, he might eat those. So we're gonna bring something else, like maybe like a foot long, like a Subway sandwich or something.
Throw a Subway in the ring. Here,
We're trying to get
Chad.
that sponsorship. So
Yo,
Subway.
wink, wink. Hey, Subway, looking at you.
Wait, what's that damn? That's I forgot the damn name. There's a sandwich place in Connecticut, and I can't think of it. And I keep forgetting to tell Harry the place. I gotta look it
No.
up. There was like a really good sandwich place.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the one you were telling me about.
Yeah, man, damn it! I don't know the name of. I gotta get back to you.
Aren't
We
Coming
got
up this weekend?
right?
what
Aren't you
Nardelli's?
coming up this weekend?
next weekend?
I might have to hit you and be like, "Yo, we going to that sandwich spot."
No, I'm going to open tomorrow, so I'll be home
Oh,
supporting
that's
the indies.
right. You're returning to open.
Yes,
How excited are you for that?
I'm excited. I get to see all the boys, so I'm really excited. But yeah, let's get the sponsorship for BST.
Yeah, yo, I'm down.
This-
Anybody want to sponsor BST? By all means, come this way.
We want some
We're waiting for
sandwiches.
you.
We're down for tacos.
Just anybody. Big, small businesses, we don't discriminate. Like we like to.
Absolutely not.
I'm here for that. Are you gonna do like so? If somebody's so let's put this out there or whatever like that. If people are looking to sponsor, because there's always people out there that are looking to sponsor
Absolutely.
places or whatever like that. Is there like gonna be something like, that you're like looking for a sponsor with? I understand what you're saying. That it's like, oh, anybody. Like, so is there something like, oh, we would do like a wrestler, or if you want to sponsor a match or something like that. Is there something particular like?
Kevin?
Yeah, so we already have that in place to start rolling out like more consistently, because we haven't really like reached out too much. But this year, now that we are gonna gear up for like a pretty big year, we're gonna start opening it up for like it could be either one: match sponsorship, individual sponsorship, or anything that you want to just like help us out with, and then we'll take care of the people that are sponsoring and all that stuff. But like, yeah, we're open to all that. Hit us up in any of our social media DMs, but be on the lookout with our actual sponsorship stuff that we're going to be posting out relatively soon.
Awesome.
There you go.
There you go. So all the information is handed for you. That would be kind of cool. I would love to see that. We start seeing even again some sandwich places or taco places.
Hey.
Oh, yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, look at what Beyond has done.
Yeah.
Wrestling Open, they have Jersey Mike's.
Mhm.
They just picked up, I think, Pizzeria Uno as a sponsor.
Oh wow.
So it's out there. It's you just got to find them.
Right. Right.
We also, I'm not sure if you saw, but we are now partnered up with Liquid Death Water. So like,
Oh my.
so like the boys in the
That's
back, the
exciting.
girls will be drinking their little Liquid Deaths by them. Like so we already have them on board, and
That's awesome.
Heck yeah.
That's really awesome. I'm trying to find this sandwich place right now. I'm looking it up because it's driving me crazy.
so it's not like Nordelli's or anything like that.
No, it's
Oh.
it's an actual. I think it's in Stratford,
BRB really quick.
Connecticut.
Carol, is it
Wait, I'll look at it up. So it's an actual. I'm trying to remember the name of it because it was really, really good, and it was only like I think it's only like 2 places, but I think if I see the name, yeah, I was at my cousin's house and she ordered it. And I kept talking, and I was telling Harry about it, and I'm like, this is like.
Yes, you were.
I was like, I gotta remember the name. Actually, you know what? Let me text my cousin, and I'm gonna ask her what the name of the place was. Maybe I'll get an answer when what was the name of the sandwich place we had? Because then we're gonna put them over on the podcast.
They want to sponsor us.
We're like, hey, like these
You know what I'm
sandwiches were
saying?
good, So it was somewhere in Stratford, Connecticut, somewhere. So
not small? We'll
I
figure
got-
it out.
I got like 2 minutes before I got to hit the floor.
all right.
So, that being said, do you have any more questions for me?
Uh, So, all right. So let's do this question because, like, like I know wrestlers are always looking to, like, put themselves out there, try to
Absolutely.
get booked. Maybe people are interested to get booked on, BST. What are you looking for? What's a piece of advice that you would give them to try to get booked onto BST? Anything out there?
Uh, I guess the main thing that I look for is professionalism. That's the first and foremost.
Yeah, very.
Your if your text message or email to me starts with, "Hey, yo, do you have a spot?" then the answer is going to be no, 100%. I just don't deal with stuff like that. You come correct, just like I would come correct to you. Anybody who's worked with me in the past, I'm very straightforward. Like, hey, this is what can we book you on this date? They give me a yes, then we go forward. Also, quality and quantity. Like, what have you done, and how much of it have you done? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want your two matches from 2020
Yeah,
to
correct.
be in your email for 2024. And 2020 is 4 years ago. Things could have changed dramatically.
Mhm.
Show me what you're doing now. Then we
Yeah.
can talk.
Yeah, like we've gotten a couple people that send us like really old stuff, and we ask for newer stuff, and they say they don't have it. So with things like that, then we get hesitant to like move forward because have you been working consistently and stuff like that, or just like
Correct.
or references to work. If some of our boys have worked with you, we could talk to them and see like, hey, and see what we could do.
Definitely.
Correct.
Good Cop, Bad Cop said, just got up to the part where Harry's jacket came off. Oh my God, thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm a people pleaser.
Oh, it's when I put my thumbs up that the fireworks happen, right?
Look at that.
Yes.
Bam.
The
We give
less,
Thumbs up, fireworks. On
fireworks
that
for,
note, I will dismiss myself because I do unfortunately have to go back to
yes,
work. Tiffany, I will text you. Kevin, I
absolutely.
will text you. To all the wrestling fans and people out there, I love you all.
Thank you, Harry.
Deuces.
And he's out. So, all right. So we're gonna switch over to my other layout. Let's get just me and Kevin right now. So we'll fill in any other questions that anybody has into the chat. So talk about as I adjust this for us, pretty much what ticket sales. How much are they? Can they buy them online? Can they get them at the door? All that stuff.
so we used to have Eventbrite for our ticketing like stuff, but like they started hitting up a lot of people with a lot of extra fees. So we found that to be like kind of unfair. So we ended up launching our own ticketing portal, and that is at bstwrestling.com. And on there you can see our VIP tickets, our general admission tickets, and our kids tickets. Buying online is cheaper. Like buying online 35 bucks, and GA is 20, and kids are 7 online. So we encourage everybody to buy online. Makes it easier, makes checking in a lot easier, and you save money. And there's no fees outside of taxes. But if you want to use cash or card at the door, we also take payment as well.
Awesome. The link's in the description below if you want to buy tickets. Again, this will be up on IWTV. How long do you think, like, before, like, maybe it'd be up?
So for your for Lethal Leap Year, like it
Yes.
should be like a. So we're looking at like maybe like about like a week to 2 weeks, depending in the beginning, until we get like the flow going,
Hmm.
and then it should ramp up at least like a week out from the shows that go live. But this one, you can expect about like a 2 week delay on that one.
Okay. Okay. Is there any surprises that should, like, the fans expect at this show?
We do have Brian Solomon from EWI, writer. Like he's gonna be there doing a meet and greet with his book, Blood and Fire: The True Story of the Original Iron Sheik, and he'll be there to do like meet and greets and stuff like that too. So I think that's like somebody, a very knowledgeable historian, someone that's been in the business for a very, very long time. So coming to see him will be awesome. But like overall, our show, we do have like one surprise in store. But, if I tell you now, it won't be a surprise.
Yeah.
Like March 1st, you'll find out what that surprise is.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I know that if you buy like the VIP, you can come in a little bit earlier. A lot of the wrestlers will be there selling their merch, meet and greets, all that fun stuff too.
30 minutes, and then you will get an event poster with that to get signed by the talent. And so you get to, meet the talent and talk to them while getting your little signatures on that poster.
That's awesome. I posted everything up on the screen. So if you're watching the video version of this, you'll see that. If you're listening to this on audio, you can come back to the video and watch that on any of the platforms that we have out there. Anything else that I didn't cover with BST that you feel the fans should know?
No, not really. Like, just like follow us on all our socials. Like, if you would like, and just come out and support March 1st at the Devonshire Hall in Hamden, 105 Sanford Street. You're not going to regret coming in. It's going to be an amazing show full of fireworks, and I can't wait.
Trayvon Jordan just hit the chat. He said choke slam.
Choke slams all around.
Listen, I was talking about this with Zach, who's been on this podcast before, that I need to redo the Chokeslam Championship. And I think I'm going to recreate it because the belt has not been, presented to anybody. And this belt has been out for officially, which is physically in this house right now. It's not near me, so I can't show it on air or whatever like that. It's physically in this house. But I think I need to redo it and make it the Indie Wrestling Corner Chokeslam Championship so we can finally deem a Chokeslam champion. Okay?
There you go.
Trayvon said he is the undefeated Chokeslam champion. But now we got other people in the woodwork. So,
He's a strong front runner, I can tell you.
Yeah, he's a front runner right here because he is the reason, because of this podcast, that the whole Chokeslam Championship became of this thing. So much love to Trayvon. I hope we see him soon at BST Wrestling. Very, very soon.
I'm sure you will.
So, all the links, everything, you could follow Harry, you could follow Kevin, you could follow BST. I have everything in the description below. But Kevin, just tell everybody, the platforms that they should be following.
Sure. So, on Instagram, we're at BST Wrestling. Facebook, we are Blood, Sweat, Tears Wrestling. So if you guys didn't know what BST stood for, it means Blood, Sweat, Tears because that's what we give for what we love. And then on Twitter at BST Wrestling as well.
Awesome. Again,
I believe.
all those links.
You'll find it.
That's how you'll just type it and you'll find it or whatever. So I think we've covered everything. I'm going to flash through on the video podcasts of all the matches that are going to be again. We will have another show that's not announced yet. Is there a date that you can give for the next BST show?
It's going to be sooner than our previous shows years, but you'll find out that same night on March 1st.
Awesome. So you guys be paying attention. If you haven't followed before, please follow. It's great. A bunch of the guys, they've been on this podcast before, and I'll be backstage. I'll be doing some interviews. So after the show, you will see some backstage interviews on the channel. So make sure you're subscribed. And again, go give a follow to BST and IWTV. And you can find past stuff on YouTube and stuff like that too, right? If they want to look it up if they're not familiar.
YouTube.com, BST Wrestling, and everything up to I think Elevate is up there, and then a few matches from Mega Clash are on there.
Awesome. Definitely go check it out. So you guys will definitely enjoy it. So yeah. Anything else? I think we've covered everything. So
I think so. Ran through everything very well. I think you covered everything I think we needed to do.
Yeah, so give everybody a follow, give Kevin and Harry a follow, the BST, make sure you're subscribed, all that fun stuff. And so guys, I will be back Monday with Dante Drago. Drago is the best. This is our first singles interview, so she'll be interesting because he's been on with Trayvon, he's been on with Jack Tomlinson, he's been on with me and Cody. So make sure you're subscribed and follow to the Indie Wrestling Corner. So so support independent wrestling, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you again, Kevin. Have a good night, everybody.